Hello, motel.
In the wilds of the Yorkshire countryside, 5 miles from Harrogate town centre, is this budget B&B.
Well, this is the front of the motel. We've had all this recently done, where it's got the Yorkshire white rose on the front of it.
Proud owner Jennifer Birtwistle runs the business with her son Drew.
The rooms are absolutely beautiful. I think it has a coziness, a certain appeal to it, and it has a country appeal. I don't like these great big vast rooms with high ceilings. I think they're a bit unfriendly.
Jennifer's cosy vision is carried across all 9 bedrooms.
This is one of our new double rooms. We've added some little features into this one. We've got a trouser press, kettle, TV. All the upstairs have got a view looking out over the valley.
This isn't mother and son's only venture. The motel opened 9 years ago in a converted barn by the Birtwhistles Equine Centre.
Hello, Joey. That's a good boy. You're a good boy, then.
We've got about 50 or 60 horses on site.
It is a passion. We look after them and we get a huge amount of pleasure out of it. It is a way of life.
In the horse world, son Drew is show jumping royalty.
He was picked to jump for England when he was only 10. He then got picked for the European team. He's won a lot. He's done very well.
After 30 years providing 5-star service for the country's finest thoroughbreds, they decided to try their hand at the hotel trade.
We'd never run a motel before. We'd not been in the hotel business at any point in our lives. We sort of drifted into it, really. Then having got into it, we then set about doing the best that we could. It's like with the horses. Everything has to be 100% perfect for me. Bye-bye. What an awkward customer.
That was March 2016 when I last visited the hotel. As I make my way back this time, I can clearly remember the first problem I had with the place. My overwhelming first impression was a negative one. First of all, it stated very clearly that it was 5 minutes away from the centre of Harrogate. In fact, it's in the middle of the countryside, at least a 20-minute drive away. Second of all, I felt slightly gypped that nowhere had it mentioned horses, whereas in fact, horses are their main deal. The bed and breakfast is just the sideline. I would have appreciated having been told about that.
The horses have to come first, and the motel guests would have to wait if they were struggling to operate their shower or they needed an extra towel.
The rooms were really depressing. And Drew and Jennifer were completely blind to all this. I think that was a thing that really kind of, they told me that this was the nicest accommodation that they had ever seen anywhere.
I've just stayed in one of the biggest hotel chains in Europe, and it's pretty similar to this room.
Yeah.
In fact, there's actually 3 more pictures in this room than there was in the one I've just stayed in.
Every bedroom I stayed in has been more bland than this.
It was an opinion not shared by their dwindling guests.
People do tend to only pick the bad bits of anything. But, that's not terribly intelligent, actually.
I think at the time they felt like, this was not their forte. The B&B was very much the ugly stepsister.
We didn't realise it was tough because we'd never done it before. We just carried on anyway.
With their business struggling, the Birtwhistles sent out a cry for help, and I came to their rescue. But on arrival, thought I'd turned up at the wrong place. Well, riding centre, farm buildings, and lots of horse boxes around. Rather as an afterthought, I can see the Harrogate Motel. I think it's not a very clever way to start your relationship with the customer when your marketing literature isn't honest about your location or what you're offering. Looking for some answers, I went in search of the management and found them in the stable yard.
Hello.
I'm Alex Polizzi.
Hello. How do you do?
You're Jennifer.
I am.
Nice to meet you.
Drew?
Nice to meet you. On your website, it says that it's only 5 minutes away. It's a bit further than that.
Except by helicopter. It's misleading if you really want to be from pub to pub.
It's misleading if you're a Londoner. 5
Yes,
minutes from centre of town, darling, means,
did we say centre of town? I think we said Harrogate.
No, town
Did we say
centre.
centre of town?
You do say town
Yes, you both
centre.
Yes, yeah.
Jennifer's given my completely reasonable complaint the brush off, and with her stable yard fully booked, housekeeper Juan Carlos shows me the rooms.
Thank you very much. So you've got the toilet. Light for the toilet is here, this wall.
Thank you.
We're kind of anxious to hear what she thinks about the rooms and things.
I mean, she's very direct, very forthright.
Standard ugliness. I mean, I appreciate lots of people want to spend the minimum amount possible, but do you have to give them such a depressing environment to sleep in?
I've probably been responsible for a lot of the layout of a room. I just tried to duplicate what I've seen in some of the larger chain hotels.
The usual ridiculous touches, like the picture of Venice. This room and Venice have very little to do with each other.
Directly outside the bedroom, there's one very obvious issue with this hotel.
You really can't escape the horses. Why did it make no mention of it on the website? That's what I keep coming back to.
As well as the view, for £55 a night, guests also get breakfast, served downstairs in the motel's recently renovated dining room.
Everywhere you look is just so ugly, it's really offensive. You're in the most beautiful countryside, and if I'd known I was coming to a rural location and I'd been coming along those beautiful sunlit lanes today to a beautiful little bed and breakfast, all kind of flower-sprigged muslin and all of that malarkey, I would have been happy as a pig in shit, rather than, you know, an Alex in horse manure, which is how I feel at the moment. I don't know where to start here. I don't know what to begin to say to them.
But I'm not stumped for long.
I find your rooms really quite ugly.
And I'm not the only dissatisfied guest.
I'm working with the owners of the Harrogate Motel.
You don't want to speak to me then, really?
Oh, why? Because you didn't like it?
No, not at all.
A year and a half ago, I checked into the Harrogate Motel. Like many guests, I arrived expecting a town stay, only to spend a night in the sticks.
Farm buildings are ugly. Farm implements are generally caked in mud. I feel like tidying everything up. All these piles of muck everywhere. It's very distressing. It looks like a prison camp. And I'm going to have to show you the shower because it was so pathetic. I kept on thinking that at some point it was going to burst into life, but no. Between that and that, so there's obviously water pressure, but it's just, you can't wash yourself.
Hotel guests might struggle with the shower.
Morning.
But for £55 a night, you do get breakfast.
It's a very, very full breakfast, continental, but even then it's more than that. It's continental plus, plus, plus. Cereals. I think my son went over the top with these. I didn't know there were so many in existence.
Why do you insist on calling it a motel? Why didn't you just call it a B&B?
In my childhood days, a B&B was very, very basic.
B&Bs have come a long way since that idea that you had of them, you know.
Has it?
A hotel has to be what it says on the tin. If guests come expecting one thing and find another, well, that spells disaster.
I thought I'd just come and talk to you about first impressions. I have to say, I find your rooms really quite ugly. Mm-hmm. It's like Eastern European before the Berlin Wall came down. And I didn't want to say this in a horrible way.
No, what would we do with them? What do you think?
But something that's kind of just is a nod to the fact that you're in the countryside, and it's obvious you love the horses, and it's obvious that you're passionate about what you do, but somehow that isn't shown at all in the guest accommodation. You bought a job lot of pictures from something like Homebase or, you know,
Yes,
B&Q,
that's true. Yes,
or
absolutely.
rather than having some of the photographs of the horses you must have loved, or, you know, something, or of the countryside that you're in, or of the...
We're nervous about doing that. We're nervous about
And making it like a really
stamping
horsey
it
place.
and making
It is a real horsey place. I mean,
We hadn't thought of it. It hadn't occurred to us, had it?
What they're clearly passionate about is horses. They need to embrace the horse. The Birtwhistles may be pros in the horse world, but they're amateurs in the hotel industry. I hope they'll heed my advice to change the confusing name.
Motel gives you a very American side of the road thing. So maybe we are losing customers as well because they think they don't want to stay at a motel, because when we've seen motel and we've seen it on CSI, normally someone's been murdered there.
Well, we've looked at B&B, bed and breakfast, and I think that's, from my point of view, clearly out the window, because I just couldn't really live with the vision of how it used to be. So let's leave the name. I think we've exhausted that.
Jennifer's refusal to see sense has already lost her much-needed business.
oh, God.
A quick look at the online reviews reveals a long line of disgruntled guests.
The motel is a building in the middle of nowhere in a dark, muddy area that houses rooms. It is nowhere near the outskirts of Harrogate and is impossible to find. No mention on the website that rooms look on to the riding stables. I think the general consensus is that the website is very misleading. A lot of these reviews have to do with the fact that horses aren't mentioned anywhere, nor is its location at miles outside Harrogate. It ain't great.
In an attempt to prove to the Birtwhistles that covering up where they are and what they are is losing them business, I've got my hands on the details of some of their previous guests. And now, with Drew and Jennifer by my side, I'm going to call them. It's a gamble, but for this to work, we need to be on the same page.
I am calling to ask you about the Harrogate Motel.
Yeah.
Were you expecting what you found?
It was really in the sticks. It was more of a farm than a hotel. Hello.
Hi, James. It's Alex Polizzi.
Hi there.
When you arrived, was it what you were expecting?
We weren't aware that the horses were there, and it was a bit kind of muddy. Oh, there.
Nuri, hi. This is Alex Polizzi. I'm working with the owners of the Harrogate Motel, and I'm just trying to...
You don't want to speak to me then, really?
Oh, why? Because you didn't like it?
No, not at all.
Thank you very much for your honesty.
That's no problem at all.
And I hope
Bye.
you have a good afternoon.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks, bye.
Bye.
I think it's really important to be honest with potential customers. So I'm very keen to improve your web presence and how you describe yourselves, definitely. You're a riding school and a show jumping family, and you have a B&B as well. I want to stop those bad reviews in their tracks. I want people to start saying, this does what it says on the tin. Does that make sense?
It's a school for hoteliers.
All makes sense and sound really good.
The second thing is that I'm a great believer in value for money. And I think you should still be cheap, but you should be much more cheerful. Now, I would like to offer to cheer up some bedrooms for you to show you how easily it can be done. I'd like people to open their eyes and realise that they're in Yorkshire and they're somewhere horsey. And I think that should be celebrated.
Over 9 million people visited the Yorkshire countryside last year. With some simple changes, the welly-wearing country lovers could fill the Birtwhistles Hotel. Every part of this business has to be cohesive, and we need to sell this place on its countryside credentials so that guests, when they check in, know what they're going to get.
That's it. That's lovely.
Spurred on by the bad reviews, a professional photographer is tasked with creating images to sell the Birtwhistles country credentials.
That looks dreadful.
Yeah, that one wasn't the best.
No, I think that just looks like I'm about to die, actually.
Okay, well, we'll do some
I think so. Nobody miserable attracts
No,
anybody.
Nobody miserable, no.
Got all the new chairs out.
Oh, excellent. Oh, they're colourful, aren't they? We're beginning to look like Buckingham Palace, is that all right? Oh, you shouldn't have got lilies.
My design team get cracking on the overhaul of all 9 of the bedrooms. To give it a quintessential country appeal, I'm ditching the tired mix and match bed linen, and every picture on the wall will now reflect the unique location.
Oh, right.
Jennifer's not only concerned about her portrait,
I'm not very keen on that.
she wants a second opinion on my choice of artwork.
See, its nose is missing, and its eye you can't see. It's a job to see what it is. What do you think about that?
I quite like the slightly abstract.
Abstract is the word. Well, you see, I don't like anything abstract.
Right.
On a personal basis.
Okay.
I like it to be precise and know what I'm looking at.
While Jennifer quibbles over the details, my focus is on the bigger picture. When you have a hotel off the beaten track, marketing is king. The current website is completely misleading. There's no mention at all of horses or countryside. So, of course, the internet reviews from people expecting a city break are utterly appalling. We need a whole new website aimed directly at country lovers. With only 9 rooms at the bargain rate of £55 a night, this motel will never deliver the big bucks. I've had to really pull some strings to get access to this place. I hope they're suitably grateful. I've arranged to meet Jennifer and Drew in the heart of the Wiltshire countryside at Lucknam Park, a luxury hotel with its own equestrian centre. It has an indoor arena, it has expert tuition. It is incredibly popular with riders of all abilities from all over the world. And so I've brought Drew and Jennifer here, not so much as to rub their noses in the difference between their motel and 5-star luxury, but to show them what can be done with the horse side of their venture, which is, after all, the bit that they're really interested in. Here, both businesses are run as one, something I want the Birtwhistles to try. Dawn.
Good morning.
Hi, how are
nice to meet you. Very well, thank you.
Jennifer, Drew.
How do you do?
Have you ever heard of Jennifer and Drew's establishment?
I have, yeah. It's a renowned, prestigious... yeah, it is, yeah. We've got amazing facilities.
Nothing like what you've got here at
No,
all.
no,
It's
no.
not a completely opposite end of the scale.
Opposite end of the scale, absolutely. But I'm encouraging them to think of their business more holistically as one unit, so that we don't separate out the rooms and the riding, that we find a way to make more money with less, you know, doing something that you really enjoy and that you're incredibly good at. Tell me exactly, what facilities do you have here?
We've got cross-country course, we have our outdoor school, we've got amazing hacking. We do corporate days. You get a boss who can write and he thinks this is the greatest joke ever.
Yes.
Watch his whole team and see who can do it. Some have never seen a dog or touched a dog, let alone a horse.
Residential courses are incredibly popular. Adults of mixed abilities who will pay through the nose to come and do 3 days of some tuition to improve their skills, to have an experience. And it seems that you guys are really missing a trick, because we need to expand into that market in your area.
We did try to keep it separate, and I think that's been pointed out to us as a mistake. And I can see now, I think definitely we've missed the opportunity of that. And that's been pointed out to us. We're certainly going to do that.
Whilst I'm on a roll, there's one thing I'm very keen to get sorted: the problem with the name above their door. I would like to ask you, have you reconsidered the name?
So, I'm aware that everybody sort of books hotels these days on the internet rather than sort of going, oh, something near something. So I was trying to obviously still get Harrogate in the title.
Fine. I allow the Harrogate bit. OK, I'm going to give you that. But the motel has got to go.
OK.
I know you don't like bed and breakfast.
I did like the idea of Harrogate Country Hotel.
But you are not a hotel. You do not have a restaurant.
No, yeah.
Never overpromise. We want to stop all those complaints, those silly complaints that only exist because someone's expecting something different. So we want to stop it in its tracks.
And I would say either some combination of Harrogate stables, again, because I want the two-part, or Harrogate rural, or Harrogate countryside, or Harrogate, and I really think that you have got to call yourself a B&B. All you're offering is bed and breakfast.
Yeah.
It could actually be a Harrogate Country B&B.
Yeah.
Because that's what you just said more naturally and more
Yes.
automatically. And
Yeah.
Yes.
when you tripped it out like that, it sounded a lot.
Harrogate Country B&B.
Yes.
And it does what it
It's
says
neater.
on the tin.
Yeah.
You are near Harrogate, but you're in the countryside, and you're offering bed and breakfast.
Harrogate Country B&B.
Yeah.
Well, I haven't had that put to me before like that. This bed and breakfast.
Sounded very long.
Conjured up the...
It seemed that
Yeah,
bed
look-
and breakfast is. I couldn't see people typing that in search engines and things like that, but sort of B&B, you know, it's a lot quicker.
so much more pleasing to the ear, if nothing else.
What we've looked at is putting on about 4 or 5 weekends throughout the year.
Jennifer and Drew are developing new riding packages that, when added to their existing weekday trade contractors, could double the motel's bottom line. And my team have finished their makeover of the bedrooms.
Nice!
Fabulous.
It's amazing,
It's really-
just the white linen.
Yes.
What a difference that makes. This is going to transform your reviews.
Right.
I honestly do think that.
Gone are the days of the motel's depressing bedrooms.
They're the nicest rooms that we would ever have stayed in. But nicer than that, actually. More attractive, and more on a holiday theme.
To create a cosy countryside retreat, I've added new artwork, a lick of paint, tweed blankets and fresh new linen to every room.
I think they're lovely, but I'm a bit concerned that people are going to put mucky old suitcases onto the beautiful new duvets instead of putting them where they're meant to. But they do that, don't they?
And the breakfast room is refreshed and inviting.
Well, new banqueting chairs.
Yes, new smart
Yes.
chairs, nice and bright.
That's good.
Yes.
Better display for the breakfast.
I'm quite glad you got rid of Hong Kong and
Yes.
you've
So we
put
now follow the
pizzas
horse
up.
theme right the way through now.
Yay,
Yes.
good.
So people can actually talk about the horses that are on the pictures.
The business has been totally recalibrated with a new website to make it crystal clear where the B&B is located. But to get heads on beds, we need a push to market this establishment to the right crowd. Experienced hotel owners know that half the battle is promoting your establishment in the right places. Drew and Jennifer are self-confessed novices at this game, so I'm going to give them a leg up, open some doors, get some press in, and then it's over to them. When I first visited the Harrogate Motel a year and a half ago, the Birtwhistles had 2 very separate businesses, a riding school and a shocking motel. Having done up the rooms and merged the 2 sides of the business, I invited along the country set to see if this could be a winning formula.
I'd like you to really sell the rooms.
Yeah.
And I'd like you, and both of you have got to sell the packages. I mean, you've got to sell the riding and the tuition and everything, but I want you to talk about
The new
branching
concept
out.
of it, yes. The whole new-
Because
the new
these are all people who could give us press, whether by writing about it or blogging about it, etc. I want them to know every aspect of what's available here.
Leading the pack is a horse and hound columnist with nearly 200,000 readers.
I've been reporting for Horse and Hound magazine for 30 years this year, actually. And the course of my job takes me all over the country, so I'm always visiting places like this.
Come in and I'll show you this.
It's now up to mother and son to convince the experts that this is now one clear business proposition.
Real. Oh, that's quite cool, isn't it?
Isn't it cool? Yes.
What a good idea!
That's brilliant.
Oh, I like this.
What a cool view. Do come in. So this is where people will be staying at the weekend. Readers
It's very nice. Lovely cosy feel to it.
I'm liking the tweed.
and all that.
Yeah,
Yes.
with a bit of tweed.
Well, yeah, that is actually to add the country theme to
Yeah.
it. Even the waste paper bins are a bit luxury.
I would prefer that Jennifer didn't call it luxury accommodation. You know, we've made it much nicer, value for money accommodation. But I think calling it luxury is a step too far.
Lovely pictures.
Yes.
Can you
yes,
see out to the
luxury
stable yard
touches.
then, out the window? Oh, brilliant.
So you can look at the horse in the morning and think, I'll be down in a minute.
Next, the group head to the paddock for a taster of Drew's ride and sleepover packages.
So you're going to come down the entranceway, you're coming in at the far corner of the arena. Take your time. Get the horse relaxed in its new environment. It's come away from all its friends up in the warm-up arena.
Drew's so engaging when he's talking about stuff that he's
It's full of enthusiasm.
so enthusiastic.
Yes.
That's what makes it such a good experience for the people who come here to stay for maybe a week's worth of
And
lessons.
listen, yeah, he's already
You
done
learn
it, and
so
he's still
much.
doing it, actually.
Yeah.
He's got great people skills when he's talking to people who have the same interests as him. I mean, he's really engaging and engaged, and they're all lapping it up, frankly.
So this is Marinello.
Short name?
Marinello.
Right, that's fine. God, there's not many places, I think, that you're right on the yard. You can just walk straight out and go straight to a lesson or compete or, you know, get trained and things or go out riding. It's really, really cool to be so close to the action and have nice, warm, cosy facilities too.
Do you know anything else in this area that's doing this kind of thing?
I don't, I'm afraid.
Well,
no.
I'm glad.
Of course you are. No, I don't. And yet this is such a beautiful area. I mean, it's the sort of place you'd want to come to for a holiday anyway. So to combine the two.
I mean, this is going as well as I could possibly have hoped. And I'm not having to do any of the selling, which is absolutely right.
I've been very, very pleasantly surprised. I didn't even know this place existed, so I should be only too pleased to make sure that other people now know that it does. I think the potential here is tremendous, and in many ways it's surprising that it hasn't been done before, really.
This has been a very unusual experience. I came here and Drew and Jennifer were not sure about whether they could trust me or not, whether I was taking it down the right route. You think about all the discussions we had about motel versus B&B and why Harrogate was so important in the name. And the truth is, what they have now is a unified business.
There's no doubt it's going to be successful. Methinks. Why didn't we think of that 5 years ago? There you go.
You're going to get Alex on a horse then?
No.
I think you should.
I think that I don't know.
A really small horse. There you go.
That was a year and a half ago, and now I'm back to see how the hotel is running today. Will it be guests or horses who get top billing at this country B&B?
Well, I see they haven't managed to get the front painted yet, but the addition of a few hanging baskets is a definite improvement. I mean, I'm not overwhelmed by joy, but possibly my heart has sunk just a little bit less than it might have done. What can I say? It is what it is. Looks like a toilet block.
We are looking forward to Alex coming back to see us today. I think it'd be good to see how things have gone like a year on from when she was last with us. And hopefully she'll be able to see what's worked and what hasn't.
I'm hoping to see that Jennifer and Drew have embraced honesty is the best policy, rather than don't ask, don't tell.
She did tell me before that the horses were number one and the hotel was definitely came behind the horses. And we have changed that, actually. I think she's going to be very pleased about that. And the guests, of course, are delighted. And the horses don't mind because they haven't got an appointment to go to.
I am aware that while weekend trade is definitely up, and so the effect of the nicer rooms has been felt, weekday trade is down.
Yeah. You have two very different groups of guests that come and stay with us here. We have contractors working in the Harrogate area, and we have people coming for social and pleasure. Weekend trade has been consistent all the way throughout the year now. The weekday at the beginning of the year, the first quarter of the year, that was down significantly. But when I spoke to other people in the industry, they told me that they'd had seen similar things on certainly a regional, if not a national scale. But we would like to certainly address that issue. This is what we got in this evening. Then they're coming in.
Midweek contract workers are a great way to fill rooms, but their bookings can be irregular. What I need to do is find them a new source of midweek bookings they can rely upon all year round.
Drew, Jennifer. Hello.
Lovely to see you again.
Oh, yes, how fabulous.
How are you?
How fabulous to
So nice to
see you
darling.
again.
Hi.
Hello.
How's life treating you?
Very well.
Very,
Yes,
very
doing
busy,
well, yeah.
yes, and we've had a week with all our flowers out,
It looks much better with the hanging basket.
with all the hanging baskets and the flowers.
Added a bit of colour to the building.
Still haven't managed to paint the front?
No, not yet. We've had a few issues with contractors. I did promise faithfully they were going to come last week.
Liars, liars.
Yeah.
How's business been since I last saw you?
We've had a lot of rebookings, people they've managed to get their head round the fact it really is in the country.
And now when people come and say to us, oh, I thought you were in the town, I can now say to them, well, it does say country bed and breakfast. The website's much clearer as well.
And you were right about the horse connection. People have just loved it.
Good.
Which I'm still surprised about, but yes, you were right. Absolutely.
Hallelujah!
I have to really...
This is being recorded.
Yes, I really have to bow to your greater judgment in that.
Yeah, good.
And I'm still surprised, but obviously delighted.
Good. So I want to sit down and have a chat, but I think first of all I'd love to go and see how the rooms are holding up. May I do that?
Yeah, sure.
I felt we made a big improvement on these bedrooms, so I do hope they've stuck with my changes.
So this is a room we did, and it still looks very nice.
But people love the pictures of the horses. That's really brought out the room. Some of the other rooms, the pictures proved so popular, they've actually taken them home with them.
No.
So we are
That's really
having to rejig and actually get some, actually screw them onto the wall as well.
I certainly don't approve of guests helping themselves to fixtures and fittings, but at least they like my choice of pictures.
The double rooms that we used for the weekend, that's been really well received, but I'm just going to show you some of the rooms that we used for the contractors to see how those worked out.
Great, let's go. Thanks, darling.
The room is still looking great, but I've got a feeling I know what's coming next.
Thank you. Aha, I see what you've done here.
Right.
You've reverted back to the dark linen and the brown towels.
We did it in the twin rooms, yes. We had the white linen up here, and about within 2 weeks we'd had to bin 4 or 5 sets of the duvets because...
So annoying.
And we couldn't afford having to buy new sheets each time we got the contractors in.
I mean, I have no problem with that because, after all, I think practicality is supreme. But I think it's a shame that if you're going to do that, then you're going to leave the nice blankets on the beds and the nice cushion on the bed. And if I were you, I would keep both of those things for when someone's paying for a superior room. Shall we go and find your mum and chat through business?
Okay.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Good, thank you.
Mucky guests are unavoidable, so if Drew can adapt his rooms to suit, then that's what being a good hotelier is all about.
So, first of all, tell me about patterns of business. We were hoping to attract more weekend trade. Has that been effective?
Yes, very much so.
And people, once they've found us, are definitely rebooking.
So the link we've made with the equestrian side of it and the events we've done, we've really linked those two together.
Good.
And they've been staying here.
Yeah.
The show jumpers have absolutely loved it. They could feed their horses in the morning and then come into the luxury, and they really do consider it as luxury.
And a lot of places where they'd be staying, the alternative is, staying in a tent at the side of their trailer. For them, it's a very affordable package for them to, and we do make it as a package deal with a stable for the horse and bed and breakfast and the competition entry. So we do make package.
Clever you, because it's horses that you really love. The bed and breakfast was a sideline.
Yeah.
But if you can link it together the way that you have, it's perfect.
It's great to hear the changes I made have improved their weekend bookings. What I need to do now is get the same consistency midweek.
We have lost a few of our contractors.
How much do you think your trade has dropped?
It's been up and down. I mean, some of it has gone up, but one of the months we were down, We were down 43% on 1 month as well. So it really, the first quarter of a year from January through to March, that's when we really relied on our contractors.
Irregular project lengths for contract workers means irregular bookings. So before arriving today, I did a little research on the area and think I may have found a new, more consistent midweek crowd. What you must remember is not just to wait for business to come to you. It is really important to be on everyone's radar. First of all, because then they give you the heads up.
Yep.
Normally things like conferences, etc., are booked up not just months in advance, but years in advance. So with that in mind, I have got a representative from Reservations Highway who recommends preferred accommodation for all these shows to see you this afternoon, in the hope that they'll have a good look at the site and you can work your magic.
Okay.
Good.
That would be good.
Fantastic, thank you. Throwing open the doors for a surprise inspection is a bit of a risky move. I just hope Drew is up for the challenge of promoting this B&B at short notice.
Right.
In 2016, I came to the rescue of the Harrogate Country B&B. I've now returned to find a business on the up, but it could be even better if we can revitalise an underperforming midweek. I've surprised the Birtwhistles by inviting along representatives from Reservation Highway, a business recommending accommodation to the lucrative conference and trade fair crowd. I want Drew to win them over.
Welcome to our Harrogate Country B&B.
Thank you.
If you'd like to come inside, I'll show you some of the rooms and what we've got.
Okay.
This could be a really big revenue stream for Drew. He's got to show them around, he's got to put on the charm, and he's got to prove to them why this is the perfect place for them to recommend.
And then obviously we come around here, we've got all the bar and things here, so on arrival.
My basic research shows that in 2016 there were 229 conferences within 6 miles of this hotel.
Looks very nice.
Each conference has between 300 and 2,000 stalls. Each stall has up to 3 delegates, and 80% of those delegates stay overnight.
Do you live on the premises, though?
Yes.
So there is somebody on the premises?
There's always somebody here.
You've got to get up off your butt. You've got to make sure that you're on people's map and that they know to come to you for good value accommodation.
We've had all sorts of equine things from show jumping, dressage, but we also do dog obedience, dog agility. All
Very versatile.
Hello.
Hello.
What do you think of the place?
It's certainly in a lovely location. And you're lucky enough to have Harrogate Convention Centre, the Yorkshire Event Centre on your doorstep. Both of those have a lot of events, and we work on a lot of those events. So we will be in a position, I think, to help you along the way.
One advantage with our service is that you can dip in and dip out.
Oh, that's very useful.
You only allocate rooms when it suits you to allocate the rooms. So we can tell you which events we're working
Sue
on.
and Kim are offering to fill rooms at a time that suits Jennifer and Drew. I mean, if in January, February and March they're considerably down on the trade customers they had before, this is a perfect way to fill it. And I'm afraid, as I have told more than one hotelier, you can't just expect because you're there that people will come to you.
You've just got to advertise it on our site, and then let's see how it goes.
Yeah. I'm glad you took time to come out.
You're welcome.
Really appreciate it.
We've enjoyed today, looking round, it's been lovely.
We always need, anyone who doesn't need help is... or won't accept it when it's offered, is a fool as far as I'm concerned. I'm really grateful to you, thank you. Drew and Jennifer have once again embraced my visit. Weekend trade is strong, and today's introduction could really bolster their midweek bookings. It makes me very happy to see you in such fine fettle. And what I wanted to say to you is that there's no point in waiting for customers to come to you. You've got to go out and sell, sell, sell. As you saw today, there are a number of other ways to promote yourselves that possibly you haven't thought about. And I think that that's a real challenge because you're going to have to do that every single year of your existence.
Yeah.
So, but it looks as if you're in quite good nick, really.
Yeah, but I think meeting the 2 ladies, I think that's been perfect.
Good, I'm glad.
Because they are in that sort of thing where they've got a commercial side to it.
Yeah.
So I hope it's been helpful.
Oh, it's been
in any
marvellous.
case, for me, it's been an absolute
Oh,
pleasure seeing
Vivian,
you.
thank you so much.
Mwah, always lovely. Always lovely.
It's been absolutely wonderful. Very, very, very grateful.
Good.
Yes, thank you very much. Alex is always full of surprises. You never know quite what she's going to pull out of the bag. And of course, again, she hasn't disappointed today. She's again got a really good contact, which we're really grateful for. and hopefully that'll generate us some good business going forward.
But just before I leave, it seems this time the surprise is on me. Jennifer has someone she wants me to meet.
Now, we're walking down here because I've got a special surprise. I'm going to show you something absolutely gorgeous. And guess what? We've called it after you. There she is, absolutely beautiful. Now, Polizzi. Now then, come and meet the proper Polizzi.
She's so pretty.
She is so beautiful. She's about to be a year old this week, so it's her
Darling,
birthday this
she's
week.
lovely.
Isn't she sweet?
I think I've never had a horse named after me.
Well, well, this could end up a very famous one, actually.
She's lovely, darling.
There we are.
I can't believe it.
So when her name was in the big competitions, they will remember that's why she was called that.
Oh,
yeah.
That's lovely. Thank you
is
so
lovely.
much. Thank you, darling, so much. Honestly, it's rare for me to enjoy a revisit so much, but then I've had an incredibly gracious Jennifer. I've got a filly named after me, and the Harrogate Country B&B is doing better than I could ever have hoped.